Hi, fourth grade. I wanted to go through a subtraction strategy with you today when we have a lot of different amounts of money that we either need to add or subtract. I've noticed that I have a problem doing this too. When I have something that has more than one amount I'm adding or subtracting, I often just do all of the subtraction or addition in a line going all the way down. I know a lot of you do too. The problem with this method is that when we do that, it's really easy for us to get confused when we're having to regroup our numbers from one place to another place in our place values. So today I'm going to show you how to take a problem we've already worked on. I'm going to use the problem from the S'mores Choice in packet 3. I'm going to show you how we can break that up so we can keep track of our mathematical mistakes. Our mathematical steps, so we do not make mistakes. Or so if we do make a mistake, we can easily spot which problem we made the mistake in. So I'm going to share my screen with you real quick, and we're going to go through breaking it down. All right, so the problem reads that the ingredients for the s'mores recipe cost. Marshmallows are $1.75, graham crackers are $2.05, and chocolate's $1.53. So how much would you get back if you gave the cashier $10? Like I said, often I would just take that $10 and I'd subtract it all down in a line, but I know that this can be very, very, very tricky. So if my marshmallows are, we're going to start with a total, and I'm going to go ahead and use my marker for that. Apologies if I write too big or it gets too squiggly. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to start out with red. So the first problem I'm going to do, and I'm going to break it into problems, is I'm going to do $10, and don't forget we're going to make sure that we make our decimal point nice and clear. Again, sorry if this is a little, drawing with my mouse is a little bit different than drawing on the smartboard. All right, so $10. I'm going to take that first amount. We're going to do the marshmallows first because they're listed at the top. So I'm going to take $10 minus $1.75. I'm going to put my decimal place first because I want to make sure that they're lined up. Directly to the left of the decimal is 1, so the 1 goes underneath the 0. In the tenths place for that would be a 7 because it's $1.75, which is equivalent to 1 75 hundredths. And then of course the 5 is going to line up under this 0. Now we're subtracting across zeros for this problem, and of course subtracting across zeros can get very tricky, and there's 4 zeros we're subtracting across today. So what we need to do is when we come over here, 0 minus 5, we can't take 5 out of 0. So we go over to the tenths place to see if they have some tenths we can borrow to make 10 hundredths. But unfortunately they don't, because that's another 0. So I can't borrow from that place yet. I come over here, I look, can I regroup? No, I still have 0 over in the ones place. So I can't regroup from the ones place. So the only place I can regroup from right now is I have to regroup from here. So that's going to give me 0 in the tens place. Now, if I regroup from here and I take that 110, which is tens, and I put it over here, now I have, right there is going to be 10 ones, right? But over here, this 0 needs to borrow as well. So I'm gonna have to, once again, take it, I'm gonna have to borrow. So I'm going to take from my ones place, and that's gonna give me 9 instead of 10 ones. And over here, that's gonna give me 10 hundredths in my hundreds place. All right, great. So now I have something that I can borrow from. I can go over here and I'm going to borrow from the tenths place. So that's going to become a 9. And over here, 10 plus 0, of course, is going to be 10. So now I have 10 in my hundredths place. So now I've done my borrowing, which is regrouping. I'm sorry if I keep saying borrowing. Mrs. Kite's old, so she often says the old language, but I'm doing my regrouping. So I've done all my regrouping. So now I just have to do the subtraction. So 10 minus 5 is 5. And I need to make sure to line that up as well as I can. 9 minus 7 is 2. Now I need to drop down the decimal. 9 minus 1 is 8. Of course, 0 minus 0 is 0. So here we have $8.25 is going to be the first part of that. Are we done? Is that how much change we get back when we give the cashier $10? No, we're not done, because all we have done is we have subtracted out the marshmallows, but we still have to buy graham crackers and we still have to buy chocolate. So now I'm going to take the cost of the graham crackers out of the money I have left. I'm going to come and do that separately instead of lining up beneath it, because I don't want to accidentally make a mistake and not spot it. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to break it up. I'm breaking it up into different problems. So $8.25. Okay. And my cost of my graham crackers is $2.05. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to subtract. I want to make sure that I do my decimal first, because my decimal needs to line up. Now over here to the left of the decimal is a 2, because it's $2. Go ahead, put my dollar sign there. And 5 cents. So directly to the right should be a 0, because $2.05 is equivalent to 2 5/100. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start our subtraction. 5 minus 5, I can definitely calculate that. So I'm going to go ahead, 5 minus 5 is 0. Okay, so now I've done that. Now 2 minus 0, I can also calculate that. 2 minus 0 is 2. Drop down the decimal place. We don't want to lose our decimal. 8 minus 2 is 6. So that leaves us with $6.25. Oh, not 25, I'm sorry, $6.20. So we have $6.20. Am I done? No, I'm not done. That's just how much change I would get back if I bought marshmallows and graham crackers, but I still need to buy the chocolate. So up here, I'm going to cross out the graham crackers because I've already figured that out. And now I'm going to do the next problem. So yeah, I've broken this up into 3 sets of problems that are separate so we can see it easier. So I'm going to use blue for this one, and we're going to go and bring our $6.20, and we're going to take it to start our next subtraction problem. $6.20. And we're going to subtract. Over here it says it's $1.53. Now, of course, the first thing I do is I want that decimal there because I need to make sure my decimals are completely lined up. To the left of the decimal is a 1 because it's $1.53. To the right of the decimal is a 5. So that goes right underneath my 2. And the next number that's in the hundredths place is a 3. So it's going to go over the 0 that's in the hundredths place there. And now I'm going to go ahead and calculate. So over here, I have 0 minus 3. I can't take 3 from 0. So I need to come to the tenths place and see if I can take 10 from that to bring to my hundredths place. I can. So I'm going to go ahead, and that becomes 1 because I took one of their tenths, which is 10 hundredths. I'm going to come over here, and 0 plus 10 is, that's right, it's 10. So that becomes a 10. So 10 minus 3 is 7. Now over here, 1 minus 5. I can't take 5 from 1, can I? So I need to go next door. I need to go to my ones place. I need to find out if I can break my 1 into tenths and add 10 over here, and I can. So I'm going to regroup. So this becomes 5 ones, and I take one of those ones and turn it into 10 tenths. 10 plus 1 is 11, so that becomes 11. So 11 minus 5 is 6. Bring down your decimal spot place because you want to make sure that you have your decimal place in the right spot. 5 minus 1 is 4. Now, over here, the red was the marshmallows, green graham crackers, blue is chocolate. Do we have any more? We don't. So that means that our final answer is $4.67. So that is one way we can do it. Now, even if you choose to go a different route, another strategy for this is to add up how much money you are spending, then subtract it from 10. Even then, I would suggest that we don't do it all in a line. Like I said, I've done that. I've done that while teaching. I've done that. I did that yesterday. But I think for some of us, it's really a smart idea if we make sure we go and we break that apart so we can keep better track of our steps. Sorry, I meant to say better. My Midwest accent gets hold of me sometimes. So an example of that, I'm going to show you if we did it the other way. I will start with red again, but this time I'm going to add $1.75 and $2.05. So I'm going to add the cost of the marshmallows and the graham crackers. So I'm going to start down here, $1.75. And this time we are adding. So we're going to add $2.05 to that. Oh, I forgot. What did I do wrong? Give you a minute. That's right. What I did wrong is I tried to go and put my $2 down first. And what's our first step when we do that? That's right. We put our decimal place down because we want to make sure it's lined up. So very good if you got that. So $2.05 because we want this as lined up as possible. Of course, it's not going to be perfect on this screen, but if you turn your paper around to where you see columns instead of rows, that can help you too. So 5 plus 5 is 10. And do we have room for 10 in this button? No, because we can only put one digit in a place value chart, right? So since we have 10, that's going to be 1/10, right? If we have 10 hundredths, that becomes 1/10. So we have a 0 now in our hundredth spot, and now we had 1 plus 0, 7 plus 0. So 1 plus 7 is 8, plus 0 is still 8. So we're going to put an 8 there. All right, we're going to drop down our decimal. Make sure our decimal adds up. Do I have 2 places behind the decimal like I do in the problem? I do. Good, then I'm doing what I'm supposed to. All right, 1 plus 2 is 3. So now I have $3.80. So what I'm going to do with this $3.80 is I'm going to bring it to the next problem. Now I'm going to do that problem in green. So $3.80. We've already added $1.75 plus 205. So what we need to add to that now is $1.53. So I come over here and I make sure my decimal place is there. And actually another good strategy that we really all should be doing, and I should have been doing from the start, is bringing it down to my answer as well. So $1.53. We can see that in the ones place. To the very left of the decimal was a 1. To the very right of the decimal is a 5 in the tenths place, and in the hundredths place is a 3. And we're adding. So 0 plus 3 is, you answered 3, good job. 8 plus 5 is, right? If you answered 13, excellent work. Now that's 13. So that would be how many tenths? 10 tenths plus 3 tenths. So we're going to bring those 10 tenths over here, and that becomes 1/1. So it becomes 1 in our ones place. So now we have 3 plus 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So that gives us $5.53. So now I've added up all my amounts, but now I still have that $10. I know overall it's going to cost me this much, $5.53, but I have a $10 bill. So now I need to figure out how much change I can get back. So we'll start that over here. We've got $10. And in order to find the change, am I still adding? No, I've given the cashier $10. I'm paying $5.33 for my ingredients. They're going to give me money back. So that means they're subtracting money out of the $10 I gave them. So we'll put the subtraction sign here. Now I'm going to come down. I'm going to drop down my decimal place. We want to keep all the decimals lined up. Oops. Sorry, that line's a bit swoopy. And I'm going to bring down the decimal place to my answer. Okay, so our total is $5.33. So directly to the left in our ones place should be a 5. Directly to the right of the decimal in our tens place is a 3. And over here in the tens place is another 3 because it's $5.33. So now we have that subtracting across zeros. And I need to come, and I can't take 3 from 0. I have nothing there. So I need to come over to my hundreds place, to my tens place, to see if they've got anything I can put in my hundreds place. They don't. So I can't borrow. I cannot regroup that. And I come over to my ones to see if I can regroup. So I have something in my hundreds place, but I don't. I have nothing I can regroup yet. The only place I have anything I can regroup is over here. So that becomes a 0 in the tens place, and I move those tens over to my ones place. And now that they're there, I'm over here and I can borrow. So I can regroup that. So I'm going to take 10 tenths from my ones place, and I'm going to move them over here to my tens place. But I need 10 tenths over here from my hundreds place in order to regroup that. So I'm going to break that. That becomes a 9. And I bring 10 tenths I'm going to break that tenths into hundredths. Sorry, I said that wrong. And so now I have 10 hundredths, right? Because I took those 10 hundredths is 1/10 over here. All right, so now we have 10 minus 3 equals, oops, sorry. That's right, 7. It's a funny looking 7, I apologize. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus 5 is 4. So our total change is $4.67. Now let's go over this borrowing again, because I'm pretty sure that I might have misspoken when talking, because sometimes when you get nervous on camera, it's just easy to do. Sorry, answer is 467. So we had a bunch of zeros. The only place where we had a digit was over here. So the reason why we kept going, we kept looking, because we needed to regroup, because we needed to add something here. We had nothing here. We had nothing here. So the 1 in the tens place is 10 ones. 1 10 is equal to 10 ones. So I brought those 10 ones over here, but then I no longer have anything in our tens place. My tens place, though, needed some, so I broke my 10 ones. I took one of those ones and I turned that 1 into 10 tenths, and I brought it over here and I added 10 tenths to my tenths column. Well, I still needed something in my hundredths place, so I took one of those tenths and I added, and 1/10 is equal to 10 hundredths, and I brought those 10 hundredths over here. So that's to just clarify that, because I'm pretty sure I misspoke on that. Make sure you're using your place value when you're regrouping, because it helps us keep everything straight easier. So I hope this helped by breaking it into these 3 problems. Then we can often keep track of our math. We can usually do it a little more accurately, and if we make one small mistake, we can find it a lot easier. So give that a try next time you have more than one amount that you are adding and subtracting. Thank you so much for watching this today. I hope that helped. And you guys, 4th grade, remember, 4th grade is better together. I can't wait to talk to you about some more stuff later. Bye, guys.